Hello and welcome to Flex Tech YouTube channel. I'm Triple Flex. I welcome you to this tutorial on Shell, IO, redirection and special characters. In this tutorial, you will learn some useful commands and concepts that will help you work with files and text in the shell. At the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to explain what a shell is and how to use it. Use commands like head, tail, find, WC, sort, unique, grep, and tr to manipulate what text and files. Redirect standard output to a file and standard input from a file. Pipe the output of one command to the input of another command. You also learn how to combine commands and filters with redirection, identify and use special characters like white spaces, single quotes, double quotes, backslash, comments, pipe, command, separator, and tide. So let's get started. What is a shell? Well, if you don't know about shell, I'll drop a link to my YouTube video which I explain shell about shell for you. So you click on it and watch it. But right now, I'll just give you a little intro about what the shell is. So a shell is a program that allows you to interact with your operating system using text commands. You can type commands in a terminal window and the shell will execute them for you. The shell also provides features like command history, task completion, variable and aliases that make your work easier and faster. And there are different types of shell, such as bash, ZSH, CSH, and KSH. In this tutorial, we'll be using bash. Bash is one of the most popular shell, and we are going to be using it. You can check which shell that your system use by typing what echo shell in your terminal. Yeah, this is my terminal. Let's check which bash which shell I'm using. See, it's showing you the bin bash. That means I'm using the bash shell. I'm using the Ubuntu WSL, that's a Windows subsystem for Linux and Ubuntu. If you don't have it or your system does not meet the requirement for you to use it, you can download what is called Git Bash. When you download Git Bash, you install it, you'll be able to has an interface or shell-like interface for this one. There will be a description in my link on how to download the WSL on your system and the requirement, and also a link for the tutorial where I should introduce the shell and how to install the Git bash and how to work on it. Right now, let's jump into the tutorial. Before we forge ahead, let me introduce you to special characters. We have special characters. We have the double quotes, and we have the single quotes. We also have the this is called pipe. Um, we have the backslash, and we also have the side. All these they have given you their special characters. Let's continue. Before we continue, let's create a directory that will be needed for this tutorial. Uh, to create a directory, we use the mkdir. I've taught that in my previous video tutorial. So mkdir, let's name it shell io, shell io. Then let's ls to list all the content, the directories and files or this, you use the ls. Where is it? Okay, we have it here. Okay, let's cd into our directory. Now pwd, we are in our home directory, which is flextech. Let's list the file there. Now let's cd into our tutorial directory, which is shell.shell.io. Now pwd, see pwd is showing that shell io is our working directory. Then let us list. Now let us list the content of our directory, and it is empty. Okay, so we'll start by what? Let me introduce you to head and tail. Head, when I mean head, I mean head and tail. This are the two commands I'm going to be teaching you first. I'll be introducing to you first. Okay. Okay, let's create a file named sample.txt and input some content into it. All right, before that, If you want to create a file, we can use the touch command to create a file, touch. To create a file, you do touch name of the file, let's say example.txt. Now, this will create an empty file and there is no content in it. Let's ls. You see that the file has been created, example.txt. All right. So if we do cat shows you the content inside your file, what is inside your file. Example.text. You see it is an empty text. Now we'll now create a file with what the echo command and input something in it. So let's just say echo line 1. Then with this arrow key or direction key, then the character. They'll say our file should be sample.txt. You can use whatever name you want. And let's add this. You see that sample.txt has been created. Let's cat it. That is the cat command you use it to display the content of your file. Cat okay, cat sample. Okay. Now you see the line 1 is stored inside the file. Let us include put another text inside it again. Echo line 2. Let's say line 2. Okay. Then the key, the character. Now we are using double of the character. You know, in the first one we created, we just used one character. Now we are using two. Why? Why? Because if we should use one character to insert one of these characters to insert a text or content in this thing into an already existing file, it will override the content that's existing inside that file. That means, okay, let me show you. This is line 2, right? Let's put sample dot text. Now let's cut it. You see that line 1 no longer exists, but sample dot line 2 is what is currently there. Cut. Okay. Sample the text. You see line 2. Line 2, the new text we inserted has overridden that of the first one. So if you already have the content inside your file and you want to put another content, it's better you use the double of that character. So let's say line 2. Let's go back. Echo line 1 ls. Let's cut it. Cut the file example of text. You see, it's overriding line 2 back to line 1. Now, if you don't want it to override, you do cut. Okay, let's say no need. You do the echo line 2, but this time around, instead of using one character, one of that character, you make it 2. So it will not override it. Rather, there'll be a new line and it will be inserted over there. Okay, now let's cut our file and see what is inside. You see, we now have line 1 and line 2. So when you create a file the first time to insert something in it, you use just one to now append. Append means you inserting something into an already existing file that has a content in it. So instead of overriding it, it does not override it. It starts from another line and append it over there. So you use what double of that character with the command I have shown you so far. Okay. Let's do another one again. Let's just say let's insert something again. Echo line 3 to show you. Then we'll do some of the characters sample dot text. Then let's cut it. You see, line 1, line 2, as I said, did not override it. So I'll be showing you our first command, the head and the tail, how to work with it. So this is the command head. The head is used to list if you use head, the name of the file, it will list the first, that assuming we have at least more than 10 lines inside with the content inside it. It will first list the first it will display the first 10 lines with the content in it. Are you getting it? But if you want it to display a given number of line, you use the n option. You say underscore n, then the number of line you want it to what to display. Let's say I want it to display the first two line and the name of the file. Now it will display line 1 and line 2 only. It won't display line 3. You see? Have you seen it? It has displayed what? Line 1 and line 2. Let's assume I want only the first line to show. That it should show me only line 1. This is head. Then 1, that is the name of the file. Then it enter and it will show you only line 1. Same thing, head is the same thing with tail, but the difference is head start from the beginning. Why tail start from the bottom? Let's see. Let's say tail minus n, only 2. Okay, only 2. That's the name of our file. And now it will display line 3 and line 2 for us. It will not display line 1. Here you go. Have you seen it? Line 2 and line 3 is displayed, but it will not display what? Line 1. But let us say tail minus underscore n. Then one line, we want the last line to show line 3, name of our file. Now you see it display only the last word line. So tail displays the number of line you want inside the file from the bottom, while head displays what from the top. Okay, hope you've learned something. Let's continue in the part 2 of the video. Click on the other parts of the video, part